Hello and welcome to TinkerTanks-WoT. I'm in a Tier 7 battle on Malinovka in my AMX 12T. It's a French light tank with an autoloader. Small and fast, not terribly quick. Doesn't have the acceleration that you'd really want for an active scout. But being so small and stealthy, it makes a very good passive scout. And that 75mm autoloader is useful. Holds 6 rounds at a time. And it doesn't take too terribly long to reload, something like 15 or 20 seconds. Anyway, here on Malinovka, in an encounter battle, the big fight is going to be taking place largely on the hill. So I'm going to head up that way and do a little scouting. Now, all that going directly up to the top of the hill and scouting is going to do is get me shot at. And I don't have much armor or a ton of health, so getting shot at is bad. So we're not going to scout the top of the hill because the heavy tanks are going to roll up there and run into each other regardless of what information I could glean for them. Instead, I'm going to come over here and hope to spot them as they go up the hill and anybody who's out mucking about in the field. And this is a pretty good spotting position. Unfortunately, I don't have ouch, I almost got killed there. Or at least damaged. I don't have Sixth Sense on this tank, so the only way I know when I've been spotted is when I get shot at. Fortunately, I am prepared for that eventuality, and being a good scout, always be prepared. I have an alternate location to scout from, and this isn't quite it. I'm a little too far back. I have to move up to that next bush, and that'll afford me a very good view of the proceedings. And there's an IS, and he's side on enough to me that I can start putting rounds into him. Always useful. So, pretty nice amount of damage from 6 shots from the autoloader and reloading. And as you can see, it doesn't take too long to reload. And we're up and putting damage on that IS again. And put another shot in. That one doesn't go in, nor does that. And one of my teammates kills him. But, you know, it's all good. As long as he dies, doesn't really matter who kills him. And saw somebody over there. I'll dunk a couple blind shots so that I can clear the magazine to reload the autoloader while I'm in a nice safe position. And that's something you always have to think about in a tank with an autoloader, is being in a safe position, getting out of the way, or better yet, advancing to your next firing position while the gun is reloading. So, keeping an eye out, check on how the hill battle's going. That seems to be going all right. Quite a few tanks out there in the field, which are not in my rendering range. I can't see them to shoot at them. And I'm starting to think that this position is outlived its usefulness, so it's time to move on. So, hitting that little downhill lets me exploit the speed of this tank without worrying too much about the relatively weedy acceleration. And move up. See if I can find someone interesting to shoot at. There's an ISU 152. I'm going to have to approach him with care because he can kill me with a single shot. And I can't do the team any good if I'm dead. So moving up to hopefully come in on his side, coming around the church, and somebody kills him. So moving on. See if I can, yep, that is a good sniping position because somebody's there sniping. And take a hit, not too bad. Come around the end here to see if I can get a shot at that the tank in the cap circle. And no, I do not have a line of sight to that IS-2. But there's a Panther out in the field that I can put some shots into if I can get my gun down far enough. Whoa, I have more pressing concerns. There's a Cromwell B right in front of me. Put a shot into him. He puts a shot into me. And see if I can put some more damage into him. I don't use auto aim a whole lot, but there are times when it comes in useful. With only one round left in the autoloader, I'm going to go for a reload before I move around to engage anyone else. Moving into position, and I've got a good line of sight to that Panther. And he's jinking around a little bit, so I donk the first shot. Flat out missed the second shot, but now I've got the range, so start putting damage in. Or maybe not. As he moves behind a building. And I'm reloading. I only have one shot left, and then I'm down to the few pieces of high explosive that I keep around for breaking the gap. Can we? Nope. And he's dead. And that's it. End of game. So, how did we do? Well, that's a mastery, first-class mastery badge, spotter's ribbon for spotting for my team so they can do over 1,000 points of damage. As you can see, I did 1,353 spotting damage, which is pretty good. And half of that, of course, accrues to my damage total for credits and experience purposes. And let's bring up the team score. Top on team with 925 raw experience, 1,261 damage. Not bad at all for a little tier 6 light tank in a tier 7 battle. Yeah, excuse me, still on my first cup of coffee here. So, individual results coming up in a moment. There we go. 24 shots fired, 14 hits, 9 penetrations, 974 damage from a distance of over 300 meters. 3 hits received, all of them penetrated, and again, 1,353 spotting damage. So, a good result for the AMX 12T on Malinovka. Hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit like below and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.